Hi, the previous part just abruptly ended, but I have the second part recorded. I do not have an intro for that because it also started abruptly. I thought I'd be able to edit it. It was not possible, so yeah, I'll just go ahead and play the video. I was so scared to leave my tuition because I was like, if I leave this tuition, if I leave this coaching, who's gonna solve my doubts? Even though they were not solving either, but I was always scared. So, what would I recommend instead? I would say go watch videos on YouTube for science. There are a lot of channels, but as a commerce student, I would say. Yeah, Shubham Jagdish, one. Second, for maths, if you have maths, I would say CISC class videos. That was the YouTube name, I guess. He does ML Agarwal end to end. So that is a really good channel. I wish I had found that earlier, but I didn't. I was pretty late, I would say, but that's great. And if you happen to have doubts, go. This is not sponsored. I don't have any subscribers. I'm just genuinely saying, go to Superprof, and you would find teachers who are giving one lesson for like 250 to 500 rupees. Home tutors are way more expensive, and coachings are they cost you lakhs literally. So I would recommend go to these people online on Superprof, and they are gonna and tell them, "Ma'am, I already study at school. I understand everything." Or, "Sir, I understand everything. I just want your help to solve my doubts." That's how I got my doubts solved in the later portion of the year. That's how I passed my final exams. Otherwise it was becoming really hard to even pass my exams, because if your doubts are not being solved, and no matter how hard you're working, it's this you're not gonna see any results. Second thing that I would change is, I'd get more rest. I always felt like, and anytime my result was not good enough, I'd look at some other kid who was doing more, and doing better academically, like in terms of grades, was getting better grades. I would not have the ability to go and see what he or she is actually doing in their life, right? But what I would do is, I would instantly start thinking that if this guy or this girl is getting such good grades, that means they are probably working harder. I need to push myself more. And that was a very wrong way of thinking. That's a very wrong school of thought. I'll tell you why. Because I was already very exhausted. I was unable to do my best because I was tired. And I would see my tiredness as something to criticize, as someone who's lazy, because someone who's not doing enough, someone who is always dizzy, right? But I was not really focusing on the fact that I had cut down my rest significantly, my hours for sleep significantly, right? So that is one thing you must focus on. Now, once you stop going to tuitions, you'll save four hours almost. Okay, so optimize those 4 hours, study well in those 4 hours, give 1 hour for relaxation. Go out with your friends if possible, or go to a mall, shopping mall, or go play, go for a walk, do something, do anything in that hour. Don't study, and don't think about studies. Just relax properly. That's going to that when you're relaxed, you can think better, you can memorize better. But when you're in a fight and flight mode, and when you're extremely exhausted, you're not going to do your best. And that is the thing that changed in my last 2 years. All my life I've enjoyed studying, but in the last 2 years, I already had this presumption from what the society had told me, that people have been always telling me that you have to lock in class 11, 12, but because 12's result is going to matter, and you have to lock yourself up in a room and you have to study all day. There's nothing else that you need to focus on at this point in your life. And that's how I gained 10 kgs in the last year. I broke my arm because of the exhaustion. I had fainted, right? How much I weigh is less of a looks thing and more of, a health thing. The fact that I'm lean now is something that helps me be healthy. When I was getting borderline overweight because I was so stressed. I was so stressed. Food was the only escape, and I would stay up so late at night. I'd just, buy food with the traveling money, like जो भी बच जाता था, whatever extra I had from that, I would just buy food from that, like, obviously trashy stuff like Lays and chips, all of those things. And it's fine to have those once in a while, but having them on a regular basis is not healthy. You're obviously going to gain weight, right? So, and gaining weight is not the problem. I'm not going to fat shame anyone or anything like that, but that's not healthy. That's not going to be a good thing for your health in the next 10 years. You're gonna see it. You'll see your health depleting, right? So that is the thing. You'll need to take care of your health and stop pushing it to extremes. So I thought pushing myself further would be the thing that would save me, but the thing is, I would rather what I actually needed was a little bit more rest, because I needed to study. What I would do is, because I was not getting enough time in the day, I would either get up way too early, like 3 or 4 o'clock at night, or just stay up till 3 or 4. Both are pretty unhealthy. If you are getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep in the entire day, that cannot be healthy, and that cannot be the ideal circumstance for remembering stuff, for memorizing or having the best efficiency when it comes to like calculating or any analytical abilities. It's going to kind of, slow your brain down. You have scientific studies out there which prove my point, but your teachers are gonna glamorize the struggle. And I always felt like, studying at home always felt like I'm doing less than wasting so much time that looked like I'm spending on studying. Like I'm saying, when you are like going to a coaching, you're going to go there, right? You will have to travel there, so you'll spend time in traveling, you'll spend time in the coaching, and then you'll spend time while you're returning, and all of this all together is gonna probably cost you 4 or 5 hours of your day. So this is gonna leave you very exhausted. And our society kind of glamorizes exhaustion, and the more you get exhausted, you also kind of feel like, yeah, I've done more probably. But that's not the thing. Doing more is optimizing your work. So if you study for 3 hours at home properly, there's no random gossip going on in the tuition. The teacher is not just gossiping about other teachers, is blaming you for whatever result that came in your previous test. If all of this bullshit is cut off from your routine, you can actually study more, optimize more, and still have time for your assignments and sleep, right? So you can just do one doubt clearing class in a weekend probably, and that's gonna do it. I promise to you, because this is how I have studied all my life. But somehow in class 11-12 I felt like, no, I should do more, and I fucked it up by listening to the other people, because I was not sure enough. I felt like I had to do what the other people are saying or doing, because I thought I was not feeling confident enough. I was not feeling confident that I can do it all by myself. But at the end of the day, whatever I've scored, it's not great. It was, I mean, it's not really great, but I wouldn't have scored what I have scored right now had I not taken up the responsibility in the last 3-4 months, right? So that's all I have to say. These are the two things that I would tell you. To summarize it, I would say: one, try to avoid coachings. Two, get sleep, get proper sleep, please.